if you want your business to be successful, and if you want to be successful, then you have to know some hacks that are going to get you there faster. For example, did you know that if you're going to be marketing your business, the biggest mistake I see a lot of people do is that they're actually marketing using the wrong channels. For example, a lot of people spend money on radio advertising, or they spend money on newspaper adverts, or they spend money on traditional media. But the problem is, most people, where are the eyeballs right now? Are people still reading newspapers? Are people still, listening to the radio? Yes, but where are more people actually spending most of their time? They're spending most of the time on this, right? Or they're spending most of the time on a mobile phone, which is probably where you're watching this right now, maybe. And I can tell you right now that, and I guess one of the biggest problems that I've seen a lot of people do is that it's not that they're doing maybe a lot of people are spending money on online, or they're spending money advertising on social media. But the problem I find people doing is that when they're actually putting their adverts out there, they're not specifically tailoring it to an audience. So let's say, for example, I'm writing something to attract people to my speaker training program or to my business program, then your ad is what we call the message to market match. And I think a lot of people, that when they're putting the message out there, it's kind of like a blanket message. And I'll tell you another big problem that I see a lot of people doing is they have websites. Right? Websites are probably the worst way to sell your products and services, because in the websites there's something called a bounce rate. That means when people go there and they bounce off the site, and so that rate can be as high as 90%. So they go there and then they leave. So within a very short space of time, what happens is they don't get that level of intimacy with their website, meaning they are not reading what's on the website, and therefore they're not buying. So, and why does a website do this? Because the reason is a website has too many distractions. You've got about me, you've got our products and services. Basically, a website is just a glossy brochure of what you do. It's not something that creates sales. Now, if you want to sell something, then you have to create something that sells for you 24 hours a day. But the problem is, the reason why most people in business are not making money is because they don't have a system that sells for them 24 hours a day. Like, they have to physically be there doing it. Like, for example, this video, I have thousands of videos online talking about content, talking about products and services, talking about how we can help people, and people can consume the videos without me physically having to be there. So you want to create a system, and that's why people in business don't succeed, because they don't have a system that can automate it. They're forever trying to, they go for dinner and they're always on the phone because they're having to do that one-to-one time, or they're working in the business, they're not working on the business, and that's a big challenge. And so another reason why most people don't become successful in business is because they're too focused on what it is that they do, and they're not focusing on what other people are doing. You've got to be conscious of what other people are doing, because you know what works, what doesn't work. What used to work 5 or 10 years ago, guess what? Doesn't work in today's market, right? If you had products on VHS or a DVD, do you think you do pretty well? Well, most people are consuming stuff which is streamed now, which are downloadable, which are digital assets. So another reason why most people in business don't succeed is because they don't have any digital assets, meaning they can't take what's inside their head and package it into something that sells for them or is fulfilling for them without them physically being there. And so I have lots of videos online. I have lots of video trainings, video courses that people consume without me having to be there. So the reason why I'm creating this video is to share with you why these businesses fail. Now, you probably think, well, John, okay, you've told me why they fail, so how do I get around that? Well, there's so many different things you can do, but I think the best way to teach you is actually to teach you at a live event. Okay, I'm running a live event on the 12th and the 13th of January, which is coming up very, very, very soon, depending on when you're watching this video. And it's a one-off event. And the reason why I'm running this event, the event is called Business Hack Live. Business Hack Live. And the word hack means to shortcut, to get you to that next level, to get you to where you want to be, to shortcut the whole process instead of spending like 10 years trying to figure this stuff out yourself. You're spending 2 days with me to learn exactly how to do this. So if you haven't booked your ticket, you probably heard me talking about this in my Facebook Lives. on my YouTube videos, on my Instagram. But if you haven't got a ticket yet, make sure you book your ticket, because the ticket prices are going up because it's getting closer to the event. So if you'd like to book yourself a ticket, around this video there's gonna be a link. Click on that link and get yourself a ticket to the event. I tell you, it'll be the best investment you'll ever make. And I promise you, over 2 days, I'll give you everything I know over the last 10 years in business, so you can replicate how we have generated multiple 7-figure businesses. And if you just take a fraction of that and do, a smaller amount, then hey, you're shortcutting through that process. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment below with some of the stuff that you're doing right now. And I look forward to seeing you all at Business Hack Live. Bye for now.